Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekend preview for the week starting on August 14th, 2017. I'm looking down at the bottom of my calendar just to make sure that's the right day because I always seem to screw that up. You guys usually don't see that in the end, but I usually screw that up at least once or twice a week or something like that. But yeah, let's just quickly go over everything that happened last week and everything in that sense. Last week, we kind of started bringing back Killer Instinct to a certain degree to this channel, but we also kept going with everything in the terms of the wrestling reviews as well. First of all, with the Killer Instinct stuff, I had filmed a bunch of things and I've been a bunch of matches and been releasing them slowly but surely. I've released 4 of them so far. I have 2 more left. I'm probably going to release them sometime this week, though it's going to be it's going to be a bit of an overload this week in the terms of content that you guys are going to be getting on this channel, mainly because it is SummerSlam week to go along with everything in the terms of the wrestling side of it, of everything in that sense. So what you're going to be seeing this week is obviously I might be getting those other 2 out, and I might be getting some of the other streams out. I do plan on some other streams this week over on my Twitch page. I didn't get to as many of them as I wanted last week, but I'm going to try to get to them a little bit more this week and everything. I had a weird work week in the end, and I was going to and in the terms of like something I wasn't really expecting, and I ended up trying to want to do a few other things, or had to do a few other things instead of doing the streams I wanted to do or some of the videos I wanted to do. I had something that went down at work that made me kind of have to vary what I could do at any given time, to the point that yesterday I wanted to come home from work and go ahead and do a stream for Gears of War 4 over on Twitch, which I ended up not doing because I ended up just passing out till like 3-4 in the morning or something in that sense. So it was just one of those things that ended up happening. It happens. Weird things happen at work. Change up the schedule a little bit, and it is what it is in that case. But like I said, I do have the 2 Killer Instinct stuff, sets of matches to show you guys. I've also want to do a Gears of War 4 stream this week, which I will probably be able to do, whether it ends up being tonight after I get home from work, or if it ends up being tomorrow morning or something in that sense. You'll be seeing that. I do, if we have time, we will do the Dead or Alive 5 stream that we typically do on a weekly basis and try to get that back up and going and everything. We do have a weekly get together at our place to do Dead or Alive 5 last round, and sometimes we stream it, sometimes we don't. So we'll see how that one goes. That's usually on Tuesdays. Now, for everything going on this week, it is SummerSlam week, as everything knows. And if you also know, in the terms of the wrestling side, I didn't do a GFW Impact review last week. Again, I decided not to do it. I watched the show. It was a fine show. But, again, I just ended up not getting to the review. I was going to do it this morning, in everything that says, or earlier this afternoon, and release it before doing the weekend preview. Then, a little bit of news came out about Alberto El Patron and getting stripped of the GFW World title, which means the GFW and the Impact World titles. He was getting stripped of those titles, which means it's kind of moot to even want to review that show on the 10th, because a big part of Destination X was Alberto El Patron and his feud with LAX going into it and over the world title, where Low Key was going to get a world title shot. And we don't know where they're going with everything into that. So now with that news kind of coming out and everything in that sense, it kind of, outside of like what you have in the terms of the other matches, which will probably be happening throughout the show, your main event for the show is now up in the air. What are they going to do with it, everything in that sense? And it's like, after that news comes out, and then just to do a normal Impact review or something in that sense would be kind of moot at that point in time. So I do have something planned for the Impact Wrestling side. It's going to probably be more talking over what happened with Alberto El Patron and everything in that sense. So I'm going to be doing one of those videos, and what are they? What I think they're going to do for Destination X at this point in time to go along with it. So I'll be releasing a video on that in that sense, probably a little bit later today. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So WWE side, like I said, it's SummerSlam week. And I've got multiple things that I'm going to be doing of course, this week. Of course, I'm going to have the NXT Takeover and SummerSlam predictions that I usually do. So I'll have those coming out throughout the week. I'm probably going to film the NXT predictions a little bit early on in the week, unless they add another match or change anything. They are usually pretty set for their show, and I know they already have 5 matches in line for that show, so they usually are. That's usually what they've got for you is those particular 5 matches, and that's usually all they have, and they film before the show before the next week's NXT to go along with it. So I'll probably be filming that early in the week, and if something changes, I will go ahead and probably have to refilm that or something in that sense. To go along with everything. But I probably won't be releasing that until after NXT is over with on Wednesday. I will also be releasing this week, because they're pretty much done, just ready for release. I will be releasing the Fire Pro Wrestling World simulations I have done for NXT TakeOver and WWE SummerSlam. Now, on the WWE SummerSlam side, I think they've announced 10 matches. And we're going to get a guaranteed another one tonight. And I'm assuming we're going to get 2 tonight, because they're going to determine who's going to be facing Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title tonight. And they'll officially announce that. And you would expect that they're going to announce Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose going up against Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team titles at some point in time. That would make 12 matches. And you would almost have to assume there's going to be a 13th added in there somewhere to go along with everything. So we'll see how everything plays off of that. At this point in time, I've got pretty much all the matches I think are going to happen, which puts me at about 12. 12 of those matches being ready for release and everything in that sense. But we got to wait until after Raw and SmackDown to actually see what's going to go down with all that. And if they're going to announce those other matches, or if they're going to announce what I would assume would be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose going up against Cesaro and Sheamus, and whomever ends out winning the match with Nia Jax and Sasha Banks tonight as well. That will make for 12, and I'm assuming you're going to get 13 on SmackDown, or maybe you get the 13th match on Raw tonight, because there was the rumor of the Hardys going up against the Revival, but with Scott Dawson being out of action now with his arm, that match is going to be off the tables. But I would assume they want to get the Hardys on there, and the only other team for them to really go with, and because they've kind of been feuding with them a little bit as well, would be the Club at that point. So they may have that announcement as well. So I'm going to try to get all those simulation matches out no later than Thursday. In every sense of it, because I feel like I can probably do the SummerSlam prediction show on Wednesday after the whole after Raw and SmackDown have aired. That you pretty much have all the matches set and everything in that sense, and they won't announce anything else for the rest of the week. So, and of course, if time permits, of course, I will be doing a SummerSlam live reaction as well, as long as time permits for everything. And I'm going to probably do a review afterwards as well to go along with everything on that sense of it to go along with it. So you'll have live reactions where you're just enjoying yourself, or you're just watching everything as it's happening, and then I'll go through and actually do a full-on review of the show with my thoughts and everything, and like how I felt the show actually was. To go along with it. And like I said, the live reaction thing will be as time permits for everything in that sense. So we'll see how that one ends up going off as well. So you'll have those things going on throughout the week. I have a few streams planned as well. And like I said, the live reaction stream is now going to be over on my Twitch page instead of over on over here on the YouTube channel. I'm kind of getting everything stream-wise over to my Twitch page instead of having scattered around all over the place. And like I said, I get to a point that I can actually do multiple streams at one time, and it wouldn't affect the video or anything in that sense. Then I would definitely be able to go about doing that as well at that point in time. So we'll see how everything ends up playing off on that side of everything. So with that being said, everybody, like I said, I have a jam-packed week. I want to get those other Killer Instinct videos out as well throughout everything. And probably also try to get my next game on Tales of a Scrub to get working on that at some point in time as well. So we'll see how everything ends up playing out there. I hope you guys enjoy the content coming out to you this week. We're going to have a little bit of different areas for a lot of things because, like I said, I haven't really released any wrestling game stuff on the YouTube channel before. So we're going to have that on the Fire Pro Wrestling World side, and we're going to do a lot of fun other things this week. So with that being said, everyone, again, I hope you enjoy the content coming out to you this week. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great week ahead.